Yes. How did you start painting and interior decoration? What motivated into it?
Was just thoughts. Like I was thinking of something I could do as a student then when I was still a fresher that I would have motivation with and still go to school at the same time. And I felt like I needed something that I'll be doing and I'll be enjoying it at the same time. So that was when I thought of painting. I started and I started loving it. And that was it.
Don't you think painting and jewelry is a male-dominated aspect of the industry? Why you want to compete with them?
The word competition is wrong to use because I'm not trying to compete with any gender. It's just something that I love to do. I know it's male dominating, but funny enough, I learned painting from a female as well. So it's enough reasons for me to see that women are doing this, so I can do it as well. Yes.
Tell us how your experience have been so far. How you started? Has there been any challenges lately?
Being a painter in Lagos State, especially, is challenging, especially with getting to sites, taking materials to sites. Sometimes you get to work with people that are not serious-minded, and you end up doing both supervision and doing the work at the same time. Again, being a male-dominated field, it's actually hard for you to convince a builder, an estate surveyor, or whoever is giving you the project that you are competent enough to do the work. But the good thing about it is that when you do it once and you get it right, it's a plus for you because more work to you. But it's hard for you to establish a relationship with someone who wants to give you because they'll be scared that it's something a man can do, so it's hard for a woman to carry out the same task well.
Selection of colors. Is there any special thing one needs to consider when selecting colors?
I did that video on my YouTube one time. Color theories. You do not use every color for every place. Like I said, has a way of affecting your mood, your emotion, your feelings. Sometimes you wake up to a place and the color of that place will just change your mood. You start having mood swing because of that kind of color. There are some colors that are exciting and there are some that are boring. So you need to consider a lot of things before making a choice of color.
And your materials, do you produce them or do you buy them raw?
I buy for now.
So you've not started mixing?
I've not started making, and I do not think I see myself making. If there is anything I should do, I'm trying to gradually sneak into interior decoration proper. Then I'm niching down with painting. Then over time, I'm moving into interior decoration. You know, it's little by little you get to learn other fields. That I just want to gather everything, but I don't want to go into manufacturing, production.
Growing up, have you ever had flair for such work?
Yes, my mom knew I am this girl that would go outside, get live flowers, and just be littering the whole house. Then it was actually littering the house, but it was something that I was doing, and I felt like it's beautiful, right? But when she comes back and she sees those flowers and they are wilted already, she will see it like I'm littering the house, but it was just an inspiration. She wasn't getting the message then. You get it. Is now that I started remembering those times that stuff like that used to catch my attention, and I felt like, okay. And coupled with the fact that I started estate management too in Yabatech here, I got to do some courses in building. We did painting in ND1, so I found out that it's not actually a big deal. You know. Then the decoration as well.
And how do you manage this with your schooling, with your education?
I start lectures by 5. So whenever, apart from side hustles, whenever I am in sites, once it is 4:30, I don't work alone. Okay. I work with team. Yeah. So whenever I am in site and it's 4:30, sometimes 4 o'clock, depending. Maybe if I'm on the island, I already know that there's possibility of getting to traffic. So what I do is I leave sites by 4 or 4:30, especially when it's not weekends. And when I have 5 to 7 lectures, I leave sites early and come to school. I'll just tell them the very little things they will do so that we can resume tomorrow. So the problem is that sometimes you end up doing a 5 days project for 6 days, because that 2 hours or 7 hours or 3 hours that you were supposed to spend in site, you shifted it because you were going to school, and you don't expect them to do it exactly the way you want it, because as far as you're not there, nothing is being done.
So you have to monitor.
Yes.
Say to see the given.
Yes, you have to. You are also doing supervision. You're also bringing idea. It's not just about painting. It's about advising clients on the type of color to use, advising them on where to put certain things, supervising people to work. Sometimes you work as well, depending on how. Sometimes you have more than one, and you end up doing the supervision because you can't be in 2 places at the same time.
Being of the female gender, emotions. Does emotion come in when you're on site? Do you get emotional with some projects?
Emotions. The thing is, it's not about gender this time. It's about the fact that you're an adult, and when you get to people's sites and you spoil something, it's a crime, and you're going to pay for it. No one cares whether you are an emotional person or not. The fact still remains that you have a contract with somebody and you breached the contract.
Okay.
You get it doesn't have anything to do with emotion. Nobody cares about your emotions. So all you have to do is deliver the job, no matter how you want to do it. Sometimes if you don't even know what to do, you look for people who do better than you in that field. What matters is that what the clients want is what you give them. You can just go out of your way to do it.
Is there any experience that you would want to share? Maybe one, how would I put it, experience that you didn't really enjoy on site?
It was.
What comes to your mind?
I actually have a scar on my leg. When I have a scar on my leg. That was when I was doing apprenticeship, right? I was still working for my boss. So then I climbed the ladder. I was overweight then before I decided to start working on my weight. So I climbed the ladder to do cutting. Towards this the ceiling and the wall, to cut a different color from the ceiling and the wall. And the ladder I was on the last roll of the ladder, and that ladder broke from that row to the end of it, and I had to fall from that ladder, from that up to down. And while it was sliding, the nails that we are used to, because it's a wooden ladder, so the nails that we are used to make the ladder was just cutting my skin and going down. So whenever I look at this car, I just remember, and I'm like, so that's the worst experience I've had so far. Every other one is something that is not. Most of the bad experiences that I've had is not indelible like this one. I just have the experience and I forget them, but this one I don't think I can.
Just as you have these bad ones, any sweet experience that kind of I love this job, I love this client.
Yes. I've had a client that I finished the work. It was not just me. A lot of us brought quotations, and I was the last person to come. He already, if he wanted to give that job out, he would have just given it out. He just gave it to me because I was a student, and maybe because I am female as well. So it was just not hard for me, because he will bring food to sites, he will bring stuff to sites, and even the people that are working for me were even enjoying it. Right? So after the whole work, he still paid more than what he was supposed to pay. He still paid more than he was supposed to pay. I don't know if he was being empathic about it. I don't know if he was trying to pity me, or maybe he was just impressed. I feel like he was impressed. So since then, I've been getting referrals from him, especially.
Let's you said something that has to do with apprenticeship.
Yes.
So that means you didn't just start, you had to understudy someone. And how did you go through? How did you start it?
I did apprenticeship with Yetun's painting. Her name is actually Yetunde. I did apprenticeship with her, and it was my experience with her was actually one of the best, because she didn't make things difficult for me. But she's very calm. She was something that I am not. You get, she was something that I am not. So we were flowing very right, and it was a very good experience.
What are the things to be considered when selecting colors?
You consider the place you are putting the colors. First of all, you consider the type of paint you want to use. I don't know the color. I don't know if you're talking about furniture color or wall color, but generally, the first thing you consider is the light intensity, like how light comes into the place that you are trying to work on. The places that are dark, you cannot put dark purple in a very dark room. In a room that that if near particle light, everywhere will be very dark. Yes, it can be very frustrating that you even want to run away from your house.
Okay.
You get, but when you put a lighter color and you open the door, you get for natural, maybe the ventilation is not enough. Maybe you have just one door. If you open that that door, the color will help it reflect. But when you use that dark purple, no matter how you open this door, it will not. Yeah, unless you have enough windows, like this window now twice or thrice. Like when you have 3 windows in the room or 2 windows and the ventilation is enough. That's one of the considerations. Again, is you do not use such colors again for spaces that are small. When you want to paint a place that has a very small space, you go for lighter colors because it will make the room look bigger. Yes, it will make the place you are painting look bigger. That's why most times when you come into small offices, they paint it white. Yeah, because it will make you, the white is welcoming and you won't even remember the size of the place that you walked into. But imagine if the place is painted maybe dark gray, dark shade of purple, dark shade of blue, you would know exactly how small that place looks.
Okay.
So
what are things to consider again?
What else? Again is where you are putting it. You can't put white in children's room. You can't use white in a kitchen.
Why?
Yes, because there are tendencies that or you can splash. It's not like you're not careful, but you might be frying fish and oil will just splash on the wall. And
you use gloss and wipe it off.
You use gloss and wipe it off depending on the kind of paint you are using. If you're using an emulsion paint, you can't wipe it off. It will be a mess. You get, and sometimes using satin in the kitchen is good, but it is not always advisable because satin is like I don't know how to explain it. It's something that can stick out if you do not apply it well. You get, so it's possible for your gas to be close to the paint, the wall, and you are cooking and you do not even know that it's already that the fire is already spoiling the paint, and it will from there start peeling off. But when you use an emulsion paint, you are rest assured that it will stay longer. So you use the right paint so that it doesn't stain.
Does anything like economy or size of a pocket, does it come in selecting colors?
It doesn't. What comes in selecting colors when it comes to pocket is the type of paint and the brand of paint. We have premium paint, we have standard paint. So everyone has their own class.
Oh, you got me there.
Value paint is a standard paint. Dulux is a premium paint. With a bucket of Dulux can buy you 10 buckets of value paint. It all depends on if you need luxury, it's fine. But if you can't afford luxury, you can still go for the one you can afford, and you can get exactly what you want.
So your pocket doesn't select the colors, but select the type of paint.
It selects the luxury that you desire. You might not get it.
For let me ask you, for so far you've done this project, has it been a situation where you want to do painting for a couple in maybe the new apartment or a house? Who does the selection, the wife or the man?
Sometimes they ask you to help them out.
Okay.
Yeah, I like it when people tell you they do not know this thing, you should help them out, than when you tell me what to do and I do it and you come out and tell me you do not like it.
Okay. Why I ask that question is I know the choice of colors for men is not the same as for women. And when the two people now come together as one, won't that bring like
there are colors that are not unisex, like light gray. Okay. Light gray is a color that anybody. We have lilac. Lilac is it has a very touch of purple, but it is not like lilac is a color that a woman can use, a man can use. So when it comes to a couple's room, you cannot come and be painting a master's bedroom that a couple is meant to be in. You cannot come and be painting pink. You get, if there should be pink, it should be girls' room, or maybe a ladies' room, or maybe the woman's room. But when it's for couple, you better go for color that will suit both, that is unisex.
They'll suit the project.
Yeah, or you just use white. White settles disputes.
When we were growing up, we used to know that for a room of 4 walls, it's just one color all through. One color. If you want to use gray for all the 4 walls. But now you discover that 2 sides, you have gray here, you have color here, different
Yeah,
colors.
what
brought about that concept of multicolors in a room?
If you want your room monochromic, is not bad.
Monochromic.
Yeah, that's using the same color for the whole house.
Okay.
But if you want different colors for one room, it is still advised that you use just 2, unless you are setting up a studio. Or maybe you are setting the room up for something special.
Exhibition.
But when it's exhibition, exactly. But when it's for you to dwell in it, it is best to use 2 colors. If you want to design one of the walls, it's still not bad to use multiple colors. We understand that it's design, but using 3 colors, using red here, using white here, and using gray here, or using blue, it doesn't make sense.
Really?
So color combination is another factor too. Color how to combine colors too.
This concept of painting, does it come from being a lady? Does it come from the love for makeup and what you know?
When I finished secondary school, when I was 18, I learned how to. I learned. Yeah, I'm actually a makeup artist, but I am not practicing. I only do it on my face. You get? So the color combination too. That one we do on the eyes, the eyeshadow. Yes. Yeah, you can learn color combination from that. Was the first orientation I got then. Okay. So I knew that okay, this is the right color to use for the eyes, so that it will not be too shiny. So if you apply it to building as well, it's still not bad. You won't even know that you are doing it. Subconsciously you are applying the same skill you learned from makeup and stuff. That's a personal experience, but most painters do not do makeup. Yes, it's very rare for you to see. We're actually very simple people.
But that is one of those things that
but it's just the fact that I have the skill already. Yes, I have the skill. Let me not say had. I have the skill already, so it's just like an added advantage.
Okay, we hold it at that, and we'll go on a quick breakdown. When we come back, we'll have some other questions to still ask Ms. Lillian Chinelo from the Lily Paints.
Best of Lily.
Thank you very much. Are you motivating any young lady to follow your footsteps? Do you have someone that you take to side? We are small girl, this is what I do. Do you like a small career development for young ones after you?
It's still something I want to do, and okay. I've started getting it, but I feel like it's too early for me to start training. I feel like I should dip myself into the experience well before I can be able to give it out. You can't give what you don't have 100%. Like you are still trying to pass through that phase of being a new painter, of being new in the field. So you can't teach somebody something that you are still very unsure of. So I feel like I should start later, but not now. Currently, I got enrolled. Okay. Currently, I got enrolled in the master class. Yeah, artisan school. So I think when I'm done with the artisan school, and I'm sure that okay, I've done apprenticeship, I've done masters, then I will have the 100% confidence to tell people that this is what to do, and I won't feel like I'm deceiving them.
Okay, because being a lady, we need to encourage more ladies, especially young girls, to come into the profession. That's why.
Yeah, it all boils down on zeal. You're not going to force somebody.
Yes.
When I started mine, nobody dragged me. It was me that chatted her up and I told her that this is what I want to do, and it wasn't just me that she trained. So when you have the zeal, you look for someone who is good at what they do, and they teach you. You don't go to meet people and tell them do this, do that. The truth of the matter is that the mentality that people have towards being a painter, they feel like it's something demeaning. So it's not. It's a field that you barely find women who are interested to join because of that mentality already. Should I call it the orientation that they have? Yeah, so far they feel like they don't want to stain their body. It's cool for you to do what works for you, right? But when you get into the field, you find out that it's a different ballgame.
So to normalize orientation or to change it,
yeah,
what do you think could do to make people believe that yes, women have come into painting and they have come to stay?
I mean, this is 21st century. It doesn't have anything to do with women. It's about
Delivery.
It's not about delivery. It's about learning. You need to learn. Everything you do, you just have to keep learning. You have to keep developing yourself. So for you to prove people wrong in that aspect of orientation, you need to learn it to an extent that you do it very well, and people do not see that dirty side of it, that they think they feel like it's a poor man's job. They feel like it's for the less privileged. You get? So that's it. When you are developed, you have the confidence. You do something different from what other people are doing. It makes you a professional, and it will no longer be what people think of. It will not be different.
In about 5 years' time, do you see more women coming into painting and interior decoration?
Yes. I know a lot of women. We are now plenty. We are no longer as few as you used to think. We are plenty now.
They are forming an association, are we?
No, we have not formed association. We just have Painters Guild of Nigeria. We don't have female. No, that one is. It's not necessary to start forming women start forming men. Painter is painter, regardless of the gender. Yes.
So, what other challenges or you see for in the future that could hinder this profession that you've chosen?
Sometimes I don't know. I think mobility, but the mobility problem will be solved soon. Okay. Yeah, by the time you can move around. Then another problem is I think people should learn to be considerate. Because of that orientation I told you about. Now, when you tell somebody that this is my price, this is what I collect, this is what I will give, this is what I will collect to give you what you want, you are still pricing it low. You are still looking down on that person. You are still seeing that person as a peasant because they call that person painter in quotes. You get that name painter is even clients, it affects them. They feel like you do not deserve this amount of money that you're asking. But what they want is equivalent to the money you are charging. But they want you to settle for less because you are a painter. So I think the problem is that same orientation that I still talked about. And over time, painters are beginning to read, painters are beginning to train. We have a school in Ikorodu that if you go there, you train, you will learn a lot of things that you do not even need to prove yourself. Your work will speak for you. Yeah.
I'm talking about working with people to raise a team. Is it difficult for you to, let's say, control to motivate to manage? It's
guys? It's not hard. It's not hard. If you want somebody to do something, as long as you are holding on to their money, just collect that money, just match, they'll be seeing the money, but you just step on that money, just keep your leg on the money. They'll be looking at the money and they'll be doing what they are doing. You already know that if you do not do this work well, this money will not be given to you and you are going home. Agreement is agreement. You get? So I don't know even if you do not have respect for me for the fact that I'm a student or because I am a female, you will still have respect whether you like it or not, because I am with your money. Okay. Yes, you did not come from your house to site to come and play. So if you actually came to play, that means you are going home with your transport and you wasted that day, and nobody will want to work without getting paid. So everybody wants to work well. And again, the reason why it is not that hard to get people to work with is because they want to impress you for working relationship, for better jobs. Yeah, it's actually a very wise thing to do for you having a good relationship with whoever that you are working with. In case if another one comes, the person carries you along, and this world is just an easy place. You get? So it's not as complicated as you think.
Because of our time, we need to start rounding up now. Now, okay, what advice do you have for other painters to keep winning the client's interest, client's trust? Then also for those that are yet to decide what they want to do. There's many ladies walking around doing all sorts of things. They're not taking any decision about their life. What advice do you have to them?
Yeah, I think you asked two questions.
Yeah.
So I will start with the first one.
To you painters.
Okay, to we painters, self-confidence is everything. it is confidence that will make you worth a particular amount of money, a particular job that would give the client's impression that, okay, this person can do this. So the only thing that will make you confident in yourself is reading, knowing exactly what you are doing in that field, not just knowing how to apply paint. There are so many theoretical aspects that it is even the theory that drives the practical, right? If you don't know the theory right, you're not going to get the practicals right. So reading and knowing market, see, painting itself is a market. A painter is supposed to be a marketer, because painting is marketing. You need clients. You need to convince people that you can do this. So when you read on sales, when you read on painting, there are so many things to read. Yeah, if you can't read, then look for someone to train you. You ask questions. You know, try to be around people that you can ask questions and you know. So that's it. Over time, it will just be very easy for you to. It's not always easy at first. It's not always easy for you to just turn up the blues and things start working out. You have to prove a point over time before you do not have to introduce yourself anymore. The things will just start working because it is something that you have worked on. Yes. Then about the ladies you talked about, going into painting is not necessary for them.
Yes.
It is a decision, and it is not still there is no field in this country or in this life that is easy. You get talking about painting, you say it by words and it's easy, but when it's time for practicals, it's not easy. So you should be ready for the trials that come with every field. Everything you do, literally everything you do, is work, and you find something that you will be happy doing, even with the problems that comes with it, the challenges. Yeah, find something that makes you happy, something that when you are facing those challenges, you'll be able to just overlook them and still continue with what you're doing. But when you're doing something that you are being forced to do, or something you are not sure of doing, during that trials, you will just slack. So the advice is find something that works for you and expect challenges, because it's definitely going to come.
Has there been any point in time that I said, I'm not painting again? This stress is too much, this insult is like, I'm leaving, I'm going to do another thing. Has there anything like that happened?
No, I just take a break. Yeah, like I said, I have side hustles, right? So sometimes I have side hustles and all that. So sometimes you just take a break. You try to evaluate yourself and find out that you are not the only one passing through this stress. Every other person is seeing it, and if they relented the way you did, nobody will be doing it. So you just have to pass through that phase.
So when you not pass through that phase, just come out.
You come back again. Yeah, you bounce back. Definitely.
So are there fake painters or fake paints or quacks in the painting industry that times we paint the wall just that one rain, everything just wash off?
Yeah, there are fake paints. There are fake. You can't say fake painters, because a painter who is not under supervision, no matter how good he is, might not do it well. There are fake paints, and that is why it's advisable for you to go straight to the depot. Every paint company has depot. You go there and you buy your paint. But when you decide to buy from the roadside, there are possibilities that you are buying a paint that has been mixed or something that they made on their own. You keep trying until you find the one that works for you. But the truth of the matter is that there are lots of paints out there that are fake. Lots of them. I don't want to mention where they are, but there are lots of them.
Can you tell if a paint is fake?
Yes, I can.
How?
Emulsion paint is like a normal paint that you apply and it's fine. The thing is a good paint has coverage. When you roll once, it covers whatever you want it to cover. It's not like it will be perfect at first, but you just need 2 coatings for it to cover. But this one is you've painted this wall and it's looking like you've not painted it. You have to do it again, especially in emulsion. Then satin paint is meant to be shiny. Then you paint somebody's wall and that wall is still looking at you. It's not even shining, like you obviously know that this is fake. You get so coverage, good coverage, and the shine. We call it sheen, is what will let you, the texture as well. Yeah, they are meant to be thick. Some are watery. When you see a watery paint, you know it's not real.
So at that point that you discover it's fake, what would you do? Who bears the who bears the guilt?
You return it back to the people that you got it from. Sometimes they might want to start having basic with you, right? What you just do is, it depends on if you buy it in mass, but you shouldn't make that mistake of buying fake paints in bulk. If you know you are buying paints in bulk, just go to the depot, order for it, and they are bringing it. So if it's fake from them, then they are spoiling their business. It's easy for you to call them out. But when you buy from just any shop and you come back, it's very easy for them to deny that you didn't buy from them. So those are the mistakes you shouldn't make. If you make it, it's at your own detriment. You'll be the one to suffer the loss, because the client is not going to pay you for another paint, and the person that sold the paint to you will definitely not agree that they are the ones that sold the paint to you.
Yes, to round up because of our time, the Nigerian economy and painting, what can I say? Is it encouraging painters or otherwise?
I used to say, Nigeria is not a country; it is a people.
Okay.
Yeah, you are in Nigeria. You are in Nigeria. Like it's the I talked about the orientation already. So it is not the country that you should be waiting for. It is you that is expected to change whatever orientation or whatever opinion people have about a particular thing by proving them wrong, right? So the truth of the matter is that nothing is working in this country. Yes, but every sector is not good. So I don't know why painting will be an exception. So everything boils down on you, working on you.
So if you have an opportunity to rewrite the painting sector, what would you advise the government to do?
I would advise them to, painting is a niche in the building industry. So if they work on the building industry, it's definitely going to get to us, to get down to us.
Yes.
Yeah, exactly. So you cannot tell government to start recognizing painters. You can't isolate. You can't pick painting out from building construction. It is still the same thing.
Wow, you can't pick painting out from the building construction.
Yeah.
Wow, you have really blown me off my seat. That was I think your closest remarks. I don't have questions for you. Just round up. Then because the program, you really gone beyond my expectation.
Oh, thank you.
Just your closing remarks, please. Then we'll just call it a day.
Okay. Should I start with thanks? Oh, thank you guys for having me. Thank you very much. I was surprised when I was invited. Right. Thank you very much. And again, I know a lot of people are listening, right? Yeah,
yes,
lots of people are listening. Yeah, so a lot of people are listening, and I want to say that painters, we are not peasants. Yes, so we need to be recognized. We need to be respected. We need to be treated right as well. Yes, it's actually a field that you can go into and you can become somebody from it. It's not the way you guys are thinking. There is something different from what you people are thinking. Forget about the conventional painters that you see out there, but there are still professionals actually. So thank you. Then follow me on Instagram at Best of Lily. That's my business page. Thank you.
As you are going now, just go to the accounts department and settle your
I just said it. I just said so you hear it from the horse's mouth. Horse. Am I a horse? Am I actually a horse?
That was an exciting episode with Miss Chine.